But starting with the quarterback position, we will talk about some guys that are decent streams this week, and also some people, if you're desperate, in need at a quarterback, or just are worried about the play that you have this week, some neat streaming names here. So Ryan Fitzpatrick is our number one streamer this week. Very unowned. I believe he's 7% rostered in Yahoo format or Yahoo leagues. He gets to play the Seahawks this week. The Seahawks have allowed some of the most points to fantasy quarterbacks in terms of fantasy defenses. And Ryan Fitzpatrick is looking like he's regained a lot of that magic that he had ended with last year. So Ryan Fitzpatrick is a great pickup this week. Kirk Cousins, everyone dumped to the waiver wire after his negative fantasy play in week 2. But as we had kind of expected, that was a little bit more of an overreaction. Minnesota looked pretty good on offense, and their defense continues to be bad. So while Kirk Cousins did end up throwing 2 picks this week, he had a final stat line of 16 of 27, 251 yards, and 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So could have been a better day, but overall, Kirk Cousins looking a little bit more like his old self. If you're in a deep league, he's definitely someone, if someone dropped them, probably worth rostering in a deeper format. Now, Daniel Jones is probably going to end up on a lot of waivers this week. This is a guy that maybe isn't out there yet, but you can expect to see him pop up on the free agency on Wednesday after people drop some of the names, because he's had some pretty bad weeks back-to-back now. Well, Daniel Jones' upcoming schedule, he's got the Rams and then the Cowboys, Washington, Eagles, got the Bucks again, but then he's got Washington, Eagles, Bengals, Seahawks, Cardinals, Browns. You see a trend coming? Lots of nicer defenses are coming up for Daniel Jones. So while he is still without Saquon Barkley, this defense is absolute garbage. The Giants are going to get better on offense, and they're going to have to score a lot of points to keep up with the fact that their defense can't stop anything. So Daniel Jones, if he gets dropped to the waiver wire or if he's out there, definitely worth a stash pickup right now. Could end up being a late season hero, similar to the way Ryan Fitzpatrick and Ryan Tannehill was for you last year. Nick Foles had a really good game, only playing one half there against the Falcons, but 16 of 29, 188 yards, 3 touchdowns, and one INT. So, if you are hoping that he's able to pull it together, they've got a really nice receiving core there with guys like Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller, Darnell Mooney is coming alive. Jimmy Graham apparently has something left in the tank. So Nick Foles, very interesting option. Doesn't have to be rostered, but if you're in a deeper league or just looking for a shot at quarterback, you're not happy with what you've been getting, Nick Foles could end up being pretty interesting going forward. And then Justin Herbert looked good again, a little bit more rookie-wise, but 35 of 49, 330 yards, and 1 touchdown, 1 INT on the week. But, nothing really fascinating there for Justin Herbert, just in deeper formats. Definitely someone to keep an eye on. Definitely want to keep talking about Jalen Hurts. Through the 2 weeks here, we have Carson Wentz is 32nd out of 32nd. 36th out of 36 of quarterbacks that have thrown 5 passes or more. His quarterback rating is dead last. The Eagles are in trouble. Doug Peterson is basically backing him up, which is, I guess, a vote of confidence. But through 3 weeks, Carson Wentz looks like absolute trash. So if you're in a 2-quarterback league, and Jalen Hurts is still sitting out there on your waiver wire, you really need to make sure you roster him, throw him into the back of your bench, because it could be a short ride with Carson Wentz if he keeps this up. And then Jameis Winston, I know Drew Brees looked a little better last night, but not really. I mean, that was pretty much all Alvin Kamara. So I would not be surprised if at some point this year we see Jameis Winston taking over. It's just going to depend on whether or not the Saints keep losing. And we'll see what happens when Michael Thomas comes back, but definitely worth stashing on your bench in 2-quarterback leagues. So,